Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. Asking you shall receive. We got the big guy in the house. My son, Nicholas McChesney, freshman in Mount Vista, just finished up his freshman year, getting recruited by a whole bunch of different programs in the country. So we'll have some questions and answer time with Big Nick, because he's going to join the show with us today as we bring you some Thanksgiving Day shows. We've only got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, and then we're off until next Monday to enjoy Turkey Day. So, Bailey, let's pay some bills. Let's get this shit rolling, bang out a good hour, and hit the road.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show today. The show is brought to you by BetOnline. This Thanksgiving holiday, why not head to the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting, BetOnline. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with consistent real-time odds and action and the ability to watch the games as they happen, with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA and college basketball, NHL to UFC and boxing. Head to the website today to see why BetOnline is America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. Man, let's get right into it. Our special guest is here in the house, Nick McChesney. Nick, how you feeling today on this fine Tuesday, man? Thank you for joining.
I'm feeling good.
Sit up.
Feeling good. I'm excited to be on the show.
Absolutely. And we can't thank you enough for joining, man. Just discuss your freshman season. Did you just finish your season at Mount Vista? Kind of discuss it, how you felt your play was, and just talk about it a little bit.
I thought I played pretty well this season. Obviously, sucks how the season ended.
Right.
The whole power outage and loss to Fairview. But overall, I think I played pretty well, and I had a good freshman season overall.
Absolutely. And talk about being a freshman and having to play with some of the big dogs. I know as an offense and defensive lineman, not easy. Discuss that a little bit.
It was definitely hard at times, but I think I got control of it pretty early. And
yeah,
I think I did pretty well.
Did you learn a lot?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Matt, go ahead if you have any questions. We can keep discussing here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any questions for him. He played well as a freshman. You know, he was the only freshman on the entire roster here for Vista as the year went on. So it's good to build off of, and, make sure that the recruiting aspect of it is secondary to the play. Make sure the play and, everything that we're doing on a daily basis is the most important thing. He's a regular 5 a.m.er at the gym. We've been there both days this week. We'll be back tomorrow before we go gobble. So, you got to put in the work, and that's one thing since day one, he's always been a worker. So we're definitely not going to have any problems in that regard. And unfortunately, he can't go to the game on Friday. I'm actually chaperoning Brett Coolj and Deacon Schmidt on Friday, so I'm going to take both of them up. But he's going back to New York with his mother for Thanksgiving, so he can't go. But I think he's more pissed off about that than he is excited about eating turkey. I'm like, bro, you get to go back to New York and eat lasagna and shit. So
absolutely.
So let's get into this and get rolling.
Nick, let me ask you, headed into your off season, what are your expectations for it? What are you looking forward to the most and then the least? Go ahead.
I would say looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to next season and just being able to kick ass next year.
What are you looking forward to the least?
I don't know.
You see, he doesn't really mind the grind, I don't think. Like, you don't care, do you?
Yeah, no, not really.
I can just get him to push sleds all day. Maybe that will pay the light bills.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me ask you: you play offensive and defensive lineman. How do you have a preference? Do you enjoy one more than the other, or shoot? What are your thoughts?
I enjoy offensive line just a bit more than defensive line at the moment, but I like both pretty much.
Any reason why?
I'm just better at offensive line.
That's a fair answer.
I need to work on some defensive line stuff.
Absolutely, man. You got it. Your blood though. Your pops, man. He both offensive, defensive line. Concrete Charlie, Pioneer, Big Matt, man. So it's in your blood, man. But offensive line's great. I played offensive line, so I enjoy it just like you did, man. Man, Matt. Let's get into it. I just want to show a couple photos. I have a lot of photos here, but just a couple photos of Matt and Nick throughout their season this year. Man, you guys are pretty damn dominant at Mount Vista this year. Tough way that it ended with the power outages.
Sucked.
Yeah, unfortunate. But man,
great year, Mike Carroll. They're talking about him flipping right now, so they just flipped that. The thing about flipping that big kid from Ohio State that just decommitted. So things are good in Boulder, man. Let's start talking about the Buffs and the Cowboys and shit. Let's go.
All right, let's get into it. So, Matt, let's go ahead and preview Colorado versus Oklahoma State and discuss this matchup. So Colorado takes on Oklahoma State on Friday. Mike Gundy's come to a press conference and discussed this matchup, and we have a lot to discuss on Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy is an interesting character. I don't know if those in the chat know how Coach JB feels about him, but he feels the same about him as he does Cliff Kingsbury. So keep that in mind. But I want to get Mike Gundy's comments on how Oklahoma State must have success against Colorado, and then Matt's response to this. Take a look.
To have more success on defense against
well, you got to control him, the quarterback. You got to know where Travis Hunter is, and you've got to somehow get your hands on him and make him move his feet and not let him get comfortable, because he's a really good player, and his improvement over 3 years has been pretty impressive. Obviously, he's very talented, very athletic, and competitive, but his ability to improve each year from, 3 years ago has been pretty impressive. But you got to be aware of him, and you have to know where Travis Hunter is. And then offensively, we need to rush the ball for 4.5 a carry or more, and we have to be able to use our play action passing game to get big plays.
Matt, what are your thoughts on Mike Gundy's comments on that? 4.5 yards a carry.
Well, he's not wrong. That's what they're going to need to do to win. I mean, you've got to control the line of scrimmage. If they can get 4.5 yards a carry, we're in trouble. Ollie Gordon is a hell of a back there. I know they're a bad football team, but he's a hell of a player. Mm-hmm. Look, he's not wrong. Everything he just said is how you beat Colorado. You're aware of Shedeur. You find out where Travis Hunter is. They're going to get theirs. And then you try and get big plays and run the ball down their throat. And if they can do that, they'll win. And if they can't, then they won't. And they're a bad football team. But they don't have bad football players. I think it's a leadership thing. Like, I don't know if Gundy's a good coach anymore for them. I'm sure he's a good coach. And I don't really care what anybody thinks about him outside of what I think. I like Coach Dickey, their O-line coach, a lot. We've had a good experience and good relationship with Oklahoma State with the 15 years that I've been doing this. So they fell on hard times this year. They went from a team that was nationally ranked in the top, 15 to start the season, to being 0 and potentially 9 in conference. We're going to talk about the 9 conference game thing here too today.
Yeah, definitely later.
But I think that he's not wrong in anything he said. I mean, if they can run the ball for 4.5 carry and hit play action, they'll score, and it'll turn into a shootout, which is not what we want on the Friday after Thanksgiving. So this is a game that I really hope the Buffalo country isn't just sitting back and being like, oh, we've got this, we got it all figured out. So it's a good big football game, and it's one that at the beginning of the year I thought would be for a lot more significance. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's important that we go out and handle business against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, another Big 8 conference foe. They're an old school Big 8 team. So
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big get back game for Colorado's defense, especially in the run game. I mean, Mike Gundy just said in order for them to win, they need to average 4.5 yards a carry on the ground. If I'm Colorado's defense, I hear that and I'm like, I mean, that's motivation. I'm like, we're not about to give up 4.5 yards a carry to these cats. Not at all. So I think for this game,
I mean, they just got pummeled for 6 yards a carry last week. So if they're listening to what Mike Gundy's saying instead of focusing on what just happened and how to get better from it, then we will give up 4.5 yards a carry.
well, that's my point, though, Matt. Like I'm saying, they're going to turn around and not allow that shit to happen a second week in a row. Because, I mean, considering Utah, they gave up, 30 yards and 1 yard a carry. So Colorado's defense, big get-back game for this week. Another thing Mike Gundy was asked about at a press conference, he was asked about Colorado's, they have a lot of NFL or ex-NFL coaches and former NFL players as coaches, and he was asked about the NFL imprint at Colorado, and here was his answer. Take a listen.
When you look at them on tape, they have an former NFL head coach as their offensive coordinator. They got a former NFL assistant as their defensive coordinator. Do you see the NFL imprint on them when you watch them?
Traditional spread college system on offense, spread them out and chase. If you get to him, you're going to chase him around, and he's good at making plays and defensively playing too deep, playing cover one, playing 4 down, play the 3 technique to the back. I mean, traditional college.
Matt, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't see how this is like news. Like, yeah, it is traditional college spread. They don't run the football. They don't have a fullback on the field. They don't go under center. I don't know if this offense translates to the NFL at all, other than Shedeur can really play and lace the ball. He's going to have to learn how to play the professional system when he gets there, whichever system he goes to. But he's not going to be in the shotgun every play. That's for goddamn sure. The defensive thing, I mean, Gundy seems like he's really checked out, bro. Gundy seems like he's just kind of up there answering questions and like, can we just get this over with so I can go fucking on vacation or get fired or whatever's going to happen in Stillwater. So Gundy seems real checked out, but he's not wrong. It's a college system right now that they're absolutely dominating. When Shedeur gets to the NFL, he's going to have to learn how to play under the center and do the things that they asked him to do in the NFL, which I'm sure he won't have a problem with. So,
no doubt. And let me ask you, from Colorado's run game in this game, what do you expect to see? I mean, obviously, having the ball for 19 minutes, it's going to be very hard to establish a run game, especially when you're down that many points. What do you look to see from Colorado's run game this game, and do you expect them to establish it more this week?
No, I don't. I don't expect them to go out and try and just run the football. Not in Shedeur's last home game. I think Shedeur's going to fucking go back there and lace the ball all day. I think that's going to be the game plan. So, it's this is not the same game as last week. Kansas is a good football team that had some bad breaks and lost a lot of games close. Oklahoma State is a bad football team that's just getting shit stomped every week. They've had a couple games that they could have won, but man, they are really struggling. So
yeah,
I'm sure everybody on that team, including the coaches, from what I can gauge from Gundy, are like 1, 2, 3 Cancun at this point. Holy shit. So, I hope that the players and the coaches are not listening to what they're saying, because it's impossible not to listen to them and go, holy fuck, these guys are checked out. But again, this is about CU. It's not about Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's season's been over. Colorado's season is very much alive. So if you want to try and sneak into the Big 12 title game, you need to go take care of business. I don't really care how they do it. The regular season's over in 60 minutes. So I don't care how they do the winning on Saturday. All I care about is winning. So if that means Shedeur has to go throw for 500 yards, that would be awesome. That would be a great exit from Folsom. and just keep feeding Travis so there's no question that he's the Heisman winner. Hopefully he can get a pick six or something like that. That'd be pretty fucking cool. So there's a ton of recruits there. From a recruiting standpoint, I mean, Nick's been on God knows how many recruiting trips up there. Tell everybody about what it's like to be a recruit of Coach Prime's up there while you're on a visit with all those big time players all over the country. And you've been to Utah, you've been to Nebraska, you've been to Colorado. A lot of love from Oklahoma and Alabama, places like that. Talk about what recruiting trips have been like all over the country.
They've been really cool. Go in, hang out for a bit, just chill, and then eat and get a tour of the facilities, walk around, meet the coaches, meet a bunch of people, and then just go on the field and watch the team warm up. Then go up to the seats, watch the game, and overall just really cool.
They call him the best color man in the business for nothing there, boys. I mean, tell you.
Absolutely.
One descriptive 14-year-old.
Yep.
Absolutely. And man, one thing to talk about Oklahoma State a little bit more. Ollie Gordon, Colorado's got to really shut him down. Ollie Gordon really hasn't been the running back we expected him to be this season. I mean, I heard people in the beginning of the season, similar to Jalen Daniels, talking about Ollie Gordon as a possible Heisman candidate. And so looking at it this season, I think with Colorado, I mean, he hasn't done nothing the whole season, but we saw what Devin Neal did last week. So Colorado's defensive line got to respond this week like I just discussed. Last thing I'm going to show as we discuss Oklahoma State before we get out of here, Mike Gundy on Coach Prime. I'm going to play this. I'm curious on your comments on this. Mike Gundy on his interactions with Coach Prime. Take a listen.
What's your interaction been like with Deion?
We visited several times in Phoenix, and that was it. You know me, I don't have very many friends. And Deion's busy making money in commercials. I'm guessing he doesn't have any time. He doesn't have any time to talk to me. But we had good conversation out there. In the meetings we were in, he had for being new, he good input and sat there and paid attention. And I mean, you don't get to where he is by not being pretty smart. So haven't had a lot.
Matt, I'm gonna leave it at that. He's an interesting cat, man.
I mean, again, Gundy's checked out.
It's like throw the water bottle.
I don't even know. He doesn't have any friends, and Deion doesn't have time to have friends, and that's cool, I guess. Here, note to self moving forward: let's never talk about Mike Gundy again. He's boring as shit. This guy sucks.
He's
he has no friends, no time, just up there.
I want to know what happened with the
water
cow.
bottle. He wants out. He does not want to be there anymore. This guy fucking wants to get fired quick.
I want to know what happened with the cow.
Well, he got hit in the head and it fucking fucked him up.
Do you actually think that happened though?
No, he probably got hit in the head by one of his interns or something.
JB said he got his ass beat at a bar.
I think maybe that's true too. I don't know. Fuck, man. I don't know what happens in Stillwater.
That's the cow story with Mike Gundy. We never really got an update. I don't think we ever really got a good picture of what his eye looked like. I don't know. We'll leave it at that. But Colorado versus Oklahoma State is going to be on Friday. I can't wait to discuss this matchup more tomorrow before we take this rest of this week off for vacation for Thanksgiving. We appreciate you all tuning in. To all 600 people, hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family. Let's move forward here. One thing. Let's talk about this. Malachi Coleman, Nebraska wide receiver, Nebraska native, I believe, grew up there, enters the transfer portal. And one thing I want to ask you, Matt, is this someone that Colorado could be targeting? When he was coming out, Colorado was second in his recruiting. Malachi Coleman's a big, fast receiver. We didn't really see much from him this season, but last season he was actually a pretty damn good receiver for them. Any thoughts on this?
I mean, if they want to bring in a 6'5" receiver that can play, I'm not going to say no.
Right.
But this is the nature of college football, bro. he went to Nebraska and didn't become a superstar, and it might be his fault, and it might be Nebraska's fault, and it might just be he just wants to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the transfer portal is a weird place. So all you can say really is best of luck to this kid. This is the nature of the business, and move on and try and replace him if you're in Lincoln, and try and get him if you're not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if you think you command money on the market, you're going in the transfer portal. That's the way this works. So maybe he's got a bigger money, bigger contract or bag coming to him. It's not like you can't, go out and call him. I mean, the tampering behind the scenes is unbelievably terrible. So, and it's just the nature of the business. So maybe I shouldn't say it's terrible. There's tampering everywhere. We'll just put it like that.
Right, absolutely. And Matt Rule was asked about Malachi Coleman entering the transfer portal, and he was discussing this, and then like you said, the transfer portal. He said Nebraska is set to lose possibly 30 to 50 players this offseason. Take a listen.
But Malachi came in, let us know he was going to go in the portal. So obviously wish him the best. Great young man, local guy. Had some really big moments for us last year. Was redshirting and developing, and I think what we're going to, this year, I think, we're going to probably end up with between 30 and 50 guys in the portal, just with the roster and all things that are going to have to happen. So, wish Malachi, I can't say anything but great things about Malachi. And, obviously he's not one that I wanted to go in the portal, but I really don't want any of them to go in the portal. I want them all to stay here and develop. It's just the new world we're in. It's going to be different.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, your thoughts on his comments?
He's not wrong. You don't want anybody to go, but it's what it is. I mean, if this is the business of football, when Big Boy gets there, and if something's not right or somebody's offering more money, you've got to take that seriously. This new salary cap thing might change some things, and maybe they've got some restrictions on it by the time that comes around. But right now, it's the fucking Wild West. So there's no tampering rules, and you can do whatever you want, and that's, this is just the way it is. So what Coach Prime got tons of shit for because he saw it first, now it's happening everywhere. So again, it's, don't be mad at him because he sees everything before you all do.
Yeah, good point. And it's ironic because we discussed this. I mean, Prime took a lot of heat for bringing in the amount of transfers he did. I mean, Cignetti did the same damn thing, but he went under the radar. Now look at Indiana, look at Colorado. They took a lot of heat. Now this is the nature of the business here. So yeah, and we'll see about Malachi Coleman. Colorado could be he could be somebody that Colorado will target in the offseason. Big, fast receiver. I mean, gonna have to replace Travis, so that might be a good cat to go and grab. Before we take a commercial break, and Nick, I can't thank you enough for joining. Let me ask you guys watch Monday Night Football?
Kind of. I fell asleep to it.
Absolutely. Well, Ravens ended up taking out the Chargers, but you guys have any thoughts on that game last night? I mean, Derrick Henry makes Lamar better, I think, but the Ravens are rolling. Chargers obviously have a good defense and decent offense. But what are you guys' thoughts on that game last night?
Nick?
I didn't really watch it. I had a couple friends over.
Oh, nice. Fucking A. Nice. Good talk. So he'll be gone after the commercial break. It was fine. The game was what it was. Lamar is a big-time primetime quarterback. He usually does a pretty good job in big-time primetime games. I guess the Chargers haven't won a game in those blue uniforms yet. Like they're 0-6 or 0-7 historically.
That's
maybe
great.
Stop wearing those. The younger Harbaugh hasn't beat the older Harbaugh ever. So that's, big brother, little brother shit. That's funny.
Yeah.
But it was an entertaining game. The refs pretty much stayed out of it for the majority of the game. The Ravens and Derrick Henry are a hammer. The Chargers are a good football team that are only going to get better because Harbaugh's a G. He's a good coach. So we'll see what happens there. You can get out of here. Go on, get.
I think the Chargers are. Man, I think the Chargers are a really good team. I think with Baltimore is really good, but they shoot themselves in the foot a lot, man. They're the most penalized team in the league. But we see Lamar save them time and time again. I mean, we saw Derrick Henry go down and score. Illegal formation backs him up, and then Lamar goes and scrambles and scores. I'm like, you just throw your hands up, like, hey, like Lamar bailed him out of that one. But yeah, that's one thing that I do have concern about with Baltimore shooting themselves in the foot. But Derrick Henry seems to make Lamar better, kind of like with Shador. Having a run game takes the pressure on him, and if he doesn't have to do everything, he can do anything. Lamar and Shador. So those are my thoughts on that. But hey, let's take a commercial break. Nick, I can't thank you enough for joining, man. We appreciate you. Those in the chat, we appreciate you. And Nick, we need some shoe money. So we appreciate you. Super chats are open. Hit that like button, subscribe. When we come back, we got a lot to discuss. Colorado set to flip 2 IMG recruits. We're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss Jason Whitlock's comments on Colorado versus Oklahoma State. That's going to be a fun discussion. Travis Hunter and Shador being nominated for, pretty much every award in the country after a great season this season, and so much more. We appreciate you. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass pro and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
And we're back. Matt, we got you?
Yep.
Man, let's get into it. Matt, it's Thanksgiving week. Before we talk more Buffs and Whitlock and everything else, let's talk food. What are your favorite Thanksgiving foods?
Mac and cheese, and I don't really like turkey, so ham and steak and shit, whatever. Deviled eggs.
Yeah. I was curious. I had to ask that question.
Ice cream. Nap.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah, Matt, definitely.
Leaving me the fuck alone. Like, big part of the weekend. The next 4 days, where's Matt? I don't know. Just leave him alone. That should be like the number one thing said. He's sleeping or watching TV or scratching his balls. Leave him the fuck alone. That's Matt's day for the next 4 days.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely mac and cheese definitely solid. I don't know. I'm with you on the turkey. I mean, turkey cool, but I've never had one where I'm like,
I like leftover turkey sandwiches.
Yeah, it's better leftover. Like that's why I
like the turkey, right? Like I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of dry, and I don't like dry stuff. Cold butter, dry turkey, and/or you know what I'm talking about. Those are my biggest pet peeves on earth. Feel me?
Yep, gotcha. But man, it's interesting. Definitely mac and
It is.
cheese.
Interesting. I dig it.
I don't know what to say, Matt. You are one of one, man.
Yeah, well, I'm something.
We all appreciate it. Let's get right into it. Coach Prime was asked about whether this would be the last game for Shedeur, Travis, etc., and he said, "No, there's a bowl game we got to play." So take a listen to this.
Time fans see them in the Buffs uniform.
No, we got a bowl game. I'm pretty
I
sure
told
we
you.
secured that weeks ago for Peggy. So no, it's not the last time you're going to see them in a Buff uniform. These
I told everybody
two
this
and
yesterday.
all the rest of the seniors have done a wonderful job of getting us to where we are, instilling so much expectation in our fan base and expectation in ourselves. So we're going to fight and try to go out there and kick some butt and end this thing on the right note.
Matt.
There's no way they're going to leave him out to dry and not play. I guarantee you they play, and they play to win, and they play their last game without the fear of, oh my God, what happens if they get hurt? Shedeur gets hit in the fucking chops or in the knees every week and gets back up. You know, like, the risk of injury is out there, and if it happens, I'll feel bad. But they're not going to sit out. I guarantee people are not going to just leave Prime to go fend for themselves with the backup crew at the Alamo Bowl. They're going to go out and try and win the game, and I think they understand how important a bowl game win is in Boulder. Again, the last time they won a bowl game, your boy, me, was a senior, and I was holding the trophy and shit up there like, we went 8-5, woo! Like, I was pissed. We lost 2 games in overtime. I thought we should have been a 10-win team. So they are going to play, and if you don't think it's smart, then that narrative changed quick, because now people are like advocating for people not to play in bowl games. So which way do you want it? Do you want them to play or not? I'd love to see them 2 more times. I want to see them play, and I'm glad that they will. And I fucking told everybody yesterday that they were going to. So just listen up, dum-dums.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we both want to see them play. To those who flip-flop, who now don't want them to play because they'll get hurt, what the fuck? Okay, so I don't know. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on if that's the case. I think they definitely should play. Sounds like they're going to play, as we've been stating and been talking about for weeks. But yeah, I think that's what we expected to see. I'm glad to see that from Prime too, as well, just upholding that as well. One thing, let's move forward here and discuss Travis Hunter being nominated for, I think, four different awards.
Everything except the Thorpe. How is that possible?
Exactly. Everything except the Thorpe Award. And Coach Prime had some words about that. Take a listen.
Something that just transpired and they brought to my attention today, that Travis is a finalist for the Walter Camp Player of the Year, Maxwell Player of the Year, Bednarik Defense Player of the Year, Blitnikoff Best Receiver, regardless of position, and was snubbed by the Thorpe. How is Travis Hunter snubbed by the Jim Thorpe Award? You can have my award, you can have it back. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give him mine. I ain't using it, just sit up there collecting dust. So Travis could have my Thorpe Award, because if this ain't the most idiotic thing in college football, that he's not a finalist for the Jim Thorpe Award, and he is, I would say arguably, but I don't think it's really an argument about this young man being the best defensive back in college football. I ain't saying nothing about the receiver part of it. I'm just talking about defensive back. He rarely gets thrown at. He's won a game for tackling for us, and he's always on point. So if you bring up the statistics, I don't know how in the world is Travis Hunter not a finalist for the Jim Thorpe Award. They just pretty much messed up all the integrity of the award, and he could have mine. Whoever's voting down there, who's ever bragging.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But I
have to say, like, he said everything there is to say. This is some bullshit. The fact that Travis isn't winning the Thorpe and the Blitnikoff is some bullshit. He's going to win the fucking Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he can take some onus in that, but absolutely unequivocally should be winning the Thorpe Award and joining Chris Hudson and Deion Figures in Boulder as the third one. I'm appalled. That's disgusting. I mean, come on, that do better award, guys.
I'm looking at the
It's
list.
just a way to like throw shade, bro. Like this isn't about anything other than like trying to slow down the train. And why are you trying to slow down the hype train? It's not hype, it's real. He's really the best corner, and it's not debatable. Ask anybody. He's the better fucking corner. Like he's an unbelievable player. Like this is some bullshit.
Facts. And I'm looking at the people. I mean, Jahdae Barron from Texas, Caleb Downs, Ohio State DB, and Malachi Starks from Georgia.
He's better than all three of those guys.
I'm with you. I don't understand. The argument that he doesn't. I hate people that say he's not a good DB. They never throw Travis the ball, man.
This is why like jumping off sides and getting interceptions taken back from him is such a big deal. Like, that Texas Tech interception didn't count. The one he dropped last week at Kansas didn't count. So but hey, again, I'll trade the Thorpe for the Heisman. We're good.
Yeah.
He's winning the fucking Heisman, everybody. That's a lock.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll take the Heisman. Exactly, Big Matt. Man. Well, let's move forward here. Colorado set to flip some more IMG recruits. Let's talk about this. So, 4-star defensive end London Merritt has received a crystal ball from Steve Wiltfong and Tom Loy. He decommitted from Ohio State this morning. They received a crystal ball to flip to Colorado. Matt, what are your thoughts on this? The train continues as well as about Merritt, and then also another IMG recruit, Alexander McPherson, received a crystal ball to flip to Colorado as well. Matt, your thoughts on this?
This is what happens when you win and you flip Juju, and the parents and the kids can see the future. This is me chaperoning Brett Coolidge and Deacon Schmidt on Friday, and this is what it is, dog. Like this is big time. So Merritt's a hell of a player. They're going to keep flipping guys left and right. They're really assaulting the high school ranks right now, and this isn't even taking into consideration what they're going to do in the transfer portal. So the future is so bright for Colorado moving forward. Even with losing Shedeur and Travis, they're going to reload, not rebuild. So, next year they open with Georgia Tech, New Hampshire, and Wyoming at home. They'll be nice 3-0, although Georgia Tech's a good team. They'll be a nice 3-0 going back into conference play. So, I'm telling you, man, the future is so bright in Boulder. That's why everybody's trying to throw shade, because they know. People know. 8-3 is not a bad place to be right now, okay? About to be 9-3 after a big win on Friday. See what happens Saturday. See if you can sneak into the Big 12 title game, and hopefully we can. But the future is so goddamn bright in Boulder, bro. I for real, keep throwing all the shade you want. It won't matter. It won't matter. The team next year might be better than the team this year. And we've got a Heisman Trophy winner and the number one pick in the draft on the team. So, as a team, as a unit next year, they could be a better overall team, is what I'm saying.
That's what I'm think about. Because you think about that offensive line, Matt, Jordan Seaton, Cash Cleveland. You name some of the cast they're about to bring in here. The future is bright.
Just think about the O-linemen they can go get in the portal now that are
we're talking
players.
This is going to be unbelievable, man. Yeah. I really do think the future is bright for Colorado. They could have. Do you really think they could have a better team this year or next year than this year?
I think they could have a better overall unit. Yeah.
Right.
No, they're not going to be as good at quarterback because Shedeur is really good, and replacing
Travis.
Travis is, you can't replace Travis. But let's be real. When Travis has gone out of games, they have played well. Yeah, all things considered. And we haven't seen what they look like without Shedeur, but except for Stab last year, he did pretty good against Utah. In our game, we arguably should have won. So we'll see what Juju can do, bro. That kid is electric. He's a really good football player. So just get him in and deal with some of the freshman ups and downs and build around him and see what happens, bro. I think that they have a really, really, really good opportunity in the future to be a damn good football team. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. Well, Matt, that time has come.
You know, people like this who think I'm yelling at you and like think I'm delusional, you're watching my show, little boy.
Just yelling at what? Yeah. Well, let's
Listen
get
to
in.
what I'm saying. They have a great opportunity next year to be a better overall team. Right now, they are carried offensively by Shador and his receivers. I'm saying you could have a better team, not better players. You gotta listen to what I'm saying. But it's okay. You can keep watching me get mad about how silly you think everything is. Oh, we're so silly. You're silly, and I yell at you all the time. How dare I yell at Bailey? God, man, you make Bailey feel like he can't handle it.
Oh, relax.
Come on, dog.
Let's move forward here. We got to discuss those who have something to say about Colorado and Coach Prime, Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock, he says.
Yeah, what did this fat ass say?
Okay, so this is, one of the many things he said, I'm sure, but he's talking about Oklahoma State. We're going to break down what he said. He said, I truly believe Mike Gundy is a superior coach to Deion Sanders. Here's his full statement here. Take a look.
All season has been incredible as Deion has stuffed Crow down my throat week after week after week. I got to admit that he did. He stuffed Crow down my throat. But now I have hope. And it's in Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State. And this is why I'm not giving up. Mike Gundy is a better coach than Deion Sanders. He does not have the talent that Colorado has this year. Their offensive line took a big step back from a year ago. But they got a good running back, and they got a heck of a coach, and they got a chance. They got a chance because there's no telling how Colorado will emotionally recover. Now that the shine's been taken off them, now that they've been exposed, now that everybody knows, like, hey, this ain't no national title contender. This is a good team that's taking advantage of a weak conference.
Matt, your thoughts on Whitlock's comments? Go ahead.
I hate that we're talking about this guy again, but look, Whitlock is a fucking clown, an absolute clown. He's praying for downfall so he can be right, but you're not right. Like you predicted this team to win 4 games, dog, and at minimum they win 8. So this guy he's an embarrassment. Period. So Gundy has been a coach for a really long time, and he's done a good job at Oklahoma State. Won a couple Big 12 titles.
Yeah, I'm not going to compare.
I'm not knocking Mike Gundy. I'm not sitting here knocking him like he can't coach. But right now, Coach Prime is one of the hottest coaches in college football and the future of the conference. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gundy gets fired. So I'm just this vindication from Whitlock is played out. He sounds stupid. I don't want him at the fucking bowl game if he decides to go. Like keep your ass away from the bowl game. But I'm sure he'll show up and get yelled at. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of angry that we're giving him any kind of love at all. But at the same time, he's so ridiculous, it's impossible not to talk about. So, he really sucks, dude. That guy, he's something else. That guy, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I know how you feel about him. I'm looking at his comments, and it does seem that he is preying on Colorado to lose. Obviously, relying on Mike Gundy to do that. Oh boy. Obviously Kansas is much different than Oklahoma State. Kansas and
Oklahoma State are not even close to being the same team.
Exactly. And Kansas is a hell of a team. And you flip the coin differently. Kansas is 8-win team, arguably. They're a hell of a team. Oklahoma State on the other end, I don't know. We just listened to Mike Gundy earlier talk. It seems like he's checked out. We see him in the press. He just seems checked out. And so Whitlock, I don't agree. Unfortunately, I think Colorado's going to win. And if you show up to the bowl game, good luck for you. I don't know how that'll go with.
I don't think it's going to go too well.
I don't know how that'll go with Colorado fans.
He is not the most popular guy in Boulder.
Probably not. It's been going at Deion Sanders for a while, and
he's just too full of shit for me, bro. Like come on, knock it off.
Yeah, I can't. I don't listen to anything he says about Colorado, really. Like,
fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, come on, Jason, just stop. Like, we know that you think you know whatever you think you know, but it's played out. Like, at this point, you're so wrong that you're like trying to weave it in a way so. Oh, he stuffed crow down my throat, and you like that shit. Like, he did stuff crow down your throat. Just take it and shut the fuck up. Quit trying to parlay it into a new I told you so. They're not going to win 2 of their last 3. Well, they lost the game, and you get an opportunity to run your fat mouth. But they're going to beat Oklahoma State's ass, and when they do and go 9-3, and if they sneak into the Big 12 title, what's next? Like, you're going to pick against them and be like, I told you so. Like, it just, no one is taking what you say with any kind of reverence anyway, dog. It's okay. It's just when you talk, everyone sits back and goes, can you believe this motherfucker's still talking?
Yeah, I don't take what Will says of Colorado seriously. I can definitely tell you that. And I've been saying this for a while. He obviously has an agenda. Whether that's for Colorado, I think his agenda is for Deion Sanders, because I'm sure he's been going at Deion Sanders since Jackson, I'm sure. So it definitely has an agenda for Deion Sanders. Not much else to be said. I think he'll be proven wrong this weekend. He can put his trust on Mike Gundy all he wants. We just listen to Mike Gundy. He seems pretty checked out to me.
Yeah, Mike Gundy seems like he's thinking about something else.
Yeah. Also, I still need to know what happened with the cow situation with Mike Gundy, but we're never gonna find that shit out, I guess. It's fucking pissing me off. But let's move forward, Matt. Let's talk about this weekend. Little injury update this weekend from our main man Brian Howell. Joined the show a few weeks ago. Shout out to Brian Howell. He says Colorado head coach Deion Sanders said D-line Shane Cokes, Preston Hott, cornerback Preston Hodge, and running back Isaiah Augusta will be back this week, and possibly wide receiver Jimmy Horn. D lineman Amari McNeil and right tackle Philip Houston are out. So just an injury update for this week. Matt, your thoughts?
You think Horn can redshirt? He's missed a lot of time.
That's a good question. I don't know. He's played more than 4, right? Or 5, right?
I don't know the rules anymore. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're pretty deep. So getting guys back is good. Not having certain guys that are good players. McNeil's a hell of a player. Starting right tackle, that hurts. But, again, you've got to go out regardless of who's on the field and play well this week. There's no excuse. The expectation is to dominate, especially after last week's shit show. You need to go out, start fast, put points on the board, beat the shit out of these people, have no doubt, no close games, no fucking around with Oklahoma State and Mike Gundy and giving them a chance. I don't care about Ollie Gordon. Their offensive line is Swiss cheese. So you got to go out and take advantage of it. And if you don't, then you're not focused. And some of the shit that we're hearing, maybe you've been listening to that. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can get more motivated than trying to go 9-3 after 4-8 and locking down a good bowl game and maybe going to play for the chip. So, the team is going to look at it differently than the media and, the fans. But I'll tell you, the injured or not, they need to play well. Their best players are on the field. They need to act like it. A big response from Shiloh, big response from the defense. The last time they played this terrible, they went out and played really well. Yeah. So I'd like to think that they redeem themselves in a big way on Friday morning, because, again, there's tons of recruits there. There's national eyes on them again. It's nationally televised for the 12th time. So, again, every game is nationally televised. Regardless if they get into the Big 12 title or not, it's still going to be an unbelievable draw at the bowl game because Shedeur and Travis and everybody are going to play.
Yep.
So, it's for as new school as Coach Prime is, he's also got a lot of old school traits that I really love. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And So if Colorado does win this game, I'm just looking ahead. We've discussed this previously, but how does Colorado make the Big 12 championship game, assuming they win? If two of these teams lose, BYU, Iowa State, Arizona State, Colorado's in. If BYU and West Virginia lose, Colorado's in. So there you have it. Colorado really just got to take care of business and then let the football guys do what they do.
So Kansas State's going to beat Iowa State in the Farmageddon, but and then hopefully Houston can beat BYU and we get Arizona State, or Arizona can beat Arizona State and we can get BYU. I don't care who we play. I just want to get in.
Yeah, I agree. Exactly, and it's going to be interesting. Can Houston take them out? Houston is not bowl eligible. They have 4 wins. So I was going to say if they won, they could be bowl eligible, but now they only have 4. So
he's 14 years old. He's a freshman. He's 6'3", 250. I'm 6'5". I'm 6'5", 330. He's sitting next to me. Everyone looks small. Are you serious, Todd?
Oh.
We're going to move him to fucking backup quarterback. It's okay. Let's just finish this up.
Yeah,
I can't wait for Thanksgiving at this point.
No. Yeah, I don't know if Willie Fritz is turning around that program. If they get a win, that'd be huge. And then West Virginia, I don't know.
I've never had anybody say that he looks small. He's at 14 at 6'3", 250. It's pretty big for a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
15 size shoe. God damn.
No, that's
what do you want me to do? Like, want me to fucking pop him full of fucking his shoes or something too? Jesus Christ.
Chat, y'all unbelievable, man. Seriously.
People are weird, dog.
Man.
Let's wrap this shit up for the day, dog. I need to go watch The Sopranos or something and get back to my roots.
Well, great show on this fine Tuesday. Matt, I appreciate you. To those watching.
Hey, you too.
I appreciate you. To those watching, hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Mountain time. We got a lot to discuss. We'll preview Colorado versus Oklahoma State, continue to discuss. It'll be more of a pregame type show. I'm sure some crazy news will happen today, as it does every day. Something will be said. Mike Gundy will say something. Who fucking knows? Whitlock will say something.
Yeah, Mike Gundy's off the perks or something, dog. Like, he's up there just like, hey, yeah. So
I'm curious. That just makes this entertaining.
I don't have any friends, and I don't think Dion has time to have friends. And what the fuck, dog? You don't have any friends? That sucks, Mike.
I don't have very many friends. I'm like, all right. Interesting. I've never heard a call.
What if I came on the show and you're like, so how you doing today, Big Matt? And I'm like, oh, I don't have any friends, Bailey, and you don't have time to have friends. And we've only had a couple of conversations, but, it's been pretty cool. I mean, you don't get to where you are without being pretty smart, right? Right. But the whole friends thing, we don't have time for that. So fuck friends. Go Pokes. What? What's wrong with this guy, dog?
Unbelievable. Like, that's like we played. I was laughing. That's just,
I don't have any friends except for this cow. This one cow I got is a real close friend of mine. And I went out and I tried to udder the cow. And by udder, I mean I had on a full sleeve plastic and I was I was trying to get up in there and she said no. And she hit me in the face with her head, i.e. her hip, because my face was around her ass because I had my arm up it. So, again, state school, right? Go Pokes.
State school. Jesus. Great show, Matt. I love it. Mike Gundy. Interesting. We'll discuss him more tomorrow. We appreciate you.
Did you know that Oklahoma State is the only fucking stadium in the entire country that goes east and west?
I feel like you've told me that.
I have told you this before. That is true.
That's crazy.
That place is crazy. When I was there fucking 20 years ago, it was pretty crazy. I mean, it was a crazy atmosphere. Straight up. They're right on top of you. But I had to remind them consistently that they would go to Oklahoma State. Like, you think you're cool, but you go to school here. So fuck.
You have to be out here. Yeah.
I know you're talking shit, but again, like the whole Oklahoma State thing, that sucks, dog. That's too bad. That's a bummer. This is a bummer. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a bummer for them this weekend with Colorado.
Man, this is a bummer.
Colorado beats that ass this weekend. I think Colorado really is gonna have a redemption game and come in pissed off.
I truly do. Like all year, I've been like, well, I don't know if we're gonna kill anybody, and then we go kill them. I think they're going to absolutely fucking murder this team.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them 50-14. Like, just fucking murk them.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that tomorrow, and
yeah,
and then I won't have to talk to any of you again for like 5 days. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We appreciate you tuning in. Lots to talk about tomorrow. Don't miss it. We appreciate you. Peace.